Hey, so you guys want to hear a good story, a funny story, quick one?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh, we're on, by the way. So is it
Okay.
PG?
we're live.
Hi, we're
Hi.
live.
So,
We're going to start with a funny story from Wayne Franklin. Welcome
yes,
to High
yes.
Anxiety.
Do you guys remember John Shelby, the outfielder, Orioles, Dodgers?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was my manager in A-ball, and he played for the Orioles when Frank Robinson was the manager.
Oh wow.
And I love, everybody called him T-Bone, so that's what everybody refers to him as, John Shelby. So T-Bone was telling me the story one day because he knew I'm from Maryland originally, and he said they're in the dugout one night. This is at Old Memorial Stadium, and the Orioles, the mascot's on top of the dugout, just doing his dance and everything.
Right.
And he said they hear the music in between innings, and they know he's up there dancing. And all of a sudden, damn bird falls off the roof and into the dugout right in front of Frank. And T-Bone's sitting right there with him too. And T-Bone goes, yeah. He said it just made us jump back like this. And he goes, all of a sudden Frank just jumped up and he reached down like he was going to help him up. And he goes, "Hey, dummy, you forgot to flap your wings."
This has been another broadcast of High Anxiety.
There you go. There's your Frank Robinson story. That's one of the funny stories ever. "Hey, dummy, you forgot to flap your wings."
Oh God.
Well, I went to the one Bowie AA game this year, the Orioles AA game, because Giancarlo Stanton was playing against them that particular day with the Yankees AA team, and I got a call from the Bowie Bay Sox today, actually asking me to subscribe for next year to buy a package of tickets for next season.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It's a good gift. Oh man.
I'm not sure I want to go to Oriole AA baseball every couple weeks, but
Hey, you can get some good food.
but
Like
it's
that,
yeah, well, the food is good. That's right.
Oh man. Well, I was kind of hoping that there would be some Carlos Rodon news, but not much. It's a little quiet on the Western Front here,
Yeah.
at least in Yankee land. What do you? I mean, I had read that there was just like a sizable gap in what the Yankees offered and what Rodon is actually trying to get. Do you think 7 years of a lefty is worth a couple $100 million? I do.
How old is he?
I think he's 30.
Yeah, I didn't think he was that young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he's effective, sure. 7 years. I think what did I read? The Yankees offered 5, I think.
I don't know if it was 5 or 6. Wayne,
I think it was 5. 5 years at a lesser annual, average annual value than he was looking for.
Yeah, I didn't see the official offer, but I just know that they were. Last time I read, they were both far off. But I think the Yankees are going to make a push, is what I read.
I mean,
They should.
Well, they're trying to meet in the middle, is my understanding.
Yeah, I mean, they need. I think they definitely need a lefty in that rotation, man.
Oh my God, they need another David Wells or David Cohn, man.
Yeah. I mean, Wells, that kind of that kind of lefty is dominant, but I mean,
I'm not sure that Rodon is that quality, but
no, he's good though. I mean, he's very, very serviceable when he's healthy, and that's another thing.
He's a strikeout guy, man.
Yeah,
he's a high strikeout guy.
Yeah, so I mean, he's gonna put some mileage on that arm, that's for sure. I mean, really, there's not much else to report from Yankee land. I mean, I did just hear that Syndergaard went to the Giants.
No, Dodgers.
Dodgers. That's what I meant. Sorry.
No, Syndergaard went to the Dodgers.
Yeah, I was thinking Correa for some reason and mixed it up.
Yeah, because they look alike. They look alike. Yeah,
they look exactly the same.
They look like they play the same position. No.
Yeah.
No, Syndergaard is going to the Dodgers on a 1-year deal. They're hoping to, quote, retransform him back into the pitcher he was for the Mets, which if they can, that's quite a miracle to work. But if they can, that would be worthwhile because he was extremely effective for the Mets, as we know.
Yeah. Did he have shoulder surgery at all?
Was it Tommy John?
Yeah, Tommy John.
I know he had Tommy John. Did he have any shoulder problems?
Not that I know of.
I'm not sure.
He'll be fine then. He just needs to get back to 100%.
Yeah, he'll give you, but he'll give you 150 innings. I mean, you know, if he stays healthy, he'll eat some innings, and you know, I mean, you can slot him in as like a number 5 starter. You know, I mean, if you like Dustin May, you know, at number 4, you know, I mean, I think that's a good deal. You know, I mean, if like kind of a 1-year prove-it
If you
deal,
have
why not?
Syndergaard as your number 5, you got quite a rotation.
Yeah,
Agreed.
exactly.
There's one guy that the Yankees might want to look at in trading. Max Fried.
Max Fried.
He's
I
he's
like
a
that
kid
kid
too, right?
He's
young,
big
right?
game pitcher, man.
yeah.
He's a big game guy.
I mean, I don't know why Atlanta would give him up. You know, I mean, got him under control, and he's pretty.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah,
Doesn't matter. I think they like the rest of the rotation enough to trade a guy like that.
You know, I mean, the Yankees have to do something. I mean, they need a pitcher. I'm not convinced Montas is any good whatsoever outside of the Coliseum. You know, and now he's always outside of the Coliseum.
And not just that, they have the additional problem now of no backup for the 5 starters who were in the rotation. I mean,
Schmidt.
I was going to say, if Schmidt is your 5th starter, the way with the unevenness we saw from him last year, the inconsistency, I don't consider that a legit backup.
Michael King, get that guy prepped to be a starter.
I know. He can start.
I think.
How many innings are in that arm?
A lot. Probably.
Well, I mean, isn't he going to miss most of the year?
Yeah.
No.
He's going to miss a good one.
He didn't have Tommy John?
No, he had a broken arm.
Okay, that's right.
No, it's a broken bone. He's supposed to be ready for spring training. However, he's a reliever, so you'd have to really build him up to make him a starter.
Wouldn't be hard.
Yeah,
it's easier to go.
I mean, you would know better than I would.
Yeah, I mean, what about that process?
I was a reliever who became a starter, but my arm was built for it. Like I could throw every day, so I never had any injuries. But I think it is much easier to go from relieving to starting than it is vice versa.
Really?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Routine, rhythm.
Really?
Yes. You're used to it. You prepare yourself. That 5-day stretch. So much easier to prep your arm that way.
Interesting. I kind of figured it would be the other way around.
Yeah,
obviously, it's not.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I guess everybody kind of, you know, you don't really start out as a reliever when you're a kid, you know. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Well, and to talk about Montas with you, I had a theory about him last year when they traded for him that it wouldn't work. I didn't want to say it, but Oakland, that mound is made for pitching.
Really?
It is absolutely built for pitching. It's perfect. And every time I threw off of it, I loved it.
Really?
And Yankee Stadium isn't as great. It's not bad, but I just think there's something to the mound there, and I think there's something. Then you add in the other factors. I just had a feeling it wasn't going to work for him. That fastball coming downhill, it feels like a little bit steeper, but not taller, because there is a height limit. You can make them steeper without being taller.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
That's really interesting. Well, and also the size of that stadium, obmountain.
It's a great place to pitch. But I love pitching on that mound.
Fell territory for ages.
That mound is
fell territory too.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. All that fell territory. Yeah.
How many innings does that get a pitcher a year? I wonder. You know,
it would be an interesting calculation.
Yeah, that would be great. A great stat right there.
That's a good point. Interesting. Now I'm going to have to look that up and try and figure that out.
I wonder. There's got to be somebody who's done the calculation.
Absolutely.
I guarantee. Yeah, I mean, there's people that. Oh yeah, I guarantee it. I'll just have to find it.
Yeah.
So now Correa, 13 years. I mean, is it me or are these contracts getting a little nuts? I mean, like just with the term. I mean, it's going to take him into his 40s. You know, I mean, it's kind of bizarre. I mean, he's an excellent player. You know, he's a good player. But I mean, that's 13 years. I mean, I guess the Giants had to just sign somebody after they lost out on Judge. You know, I mean,
I think there's some things there. I think that the California taxes play into that a lot. Players are like, nah, I'm not coming to California, man.
Yeah, no, that's a good point too. I mean, it's
Well,
I
and
guess
not
maybe
for
that's
long
also
term.
why it's a little high.
I
Yeah.
think that's the issue is players will, like Syndergaard, they'll go to California for a year because to get heavily taxed on a 1-year contract, if it's a decent contract, whatever.
Yeah.
But to spend the rest of your career in a place where the taxes are as high as they are in California, better have some incentive there to do that.
Take a hit.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, I'm curious to see what they do to build around him. I mean, I don't know if they're done, but I mean, I'm just curious to see the pieces that they put around him. Who do you got? I mean, who's still there? I mean, I guess Crawford's still there. Is Brendan Belt still there?
Oh,
right?
didn't they sign Contreras? Or was that a different team? Catch.
The catcher?
Oh, that was
Wilson Contreras.
Wilson Contreras.
yeah.
St. Louis.
Oh, it was
St. Louis got him.
Taking over for Yadier
But I
Molina.
think the Giants.
It's not bad.
It's not bad at all. I think the Giants were in the mix for that, though.
I think so. They have that kid. What's it? Joey Bart, who I think is their catcher.
You don't want to be the guy to replace a legend, man.
I mean,
no way.
Yeah, I mean, well, like you said, the Cardinals did a good job, just kind of seamlessly there, just going right to Contreras. I mean, that's going to be an interesting team, I think, too. I think the Cardinals could be interesting. That division's kind of weird, so I mean, they should be interesting. I mean, I'm curious to see how Montgomery does there in a full season.
I think. I mean, I think he'll revert to,
Jordan Montgomery.
As mean as David Cohn would say, right?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, he did say that Molina helped him a lot with his sort of perspective on throwing, but and it doesn't matter.
More fastballs.
Well, yes, and it doesn't matter that Molina won't be there anymore if that's his whole philosophy about how he throws has changed. However, we did see even toward the tail end of last season, he was starting to regress to the mean a little bit.
Yeah, he got beat up a little bit towards the end.
Yep. So that may sort of bode for what is going to come this coming season. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, now back to the Yankees. I mean, is there anybody else you think, like that you'd want to see under the Yankees Christmas tree that, that they would go after and try and make a splash to bolster the team, maybe some bullpen pieces? What do you guys think would be the ultimate Yankees Christmas gift?
I still think the shortstop situation is unsettled. There's absolutely no rumors about them going after Dansby Swanson, who's the one legit shortstop still left on the market, who hasn't been signed. And, the word is it's still IKF and then, Peraza and Volpe get in line, I don't understand it, but that's, I understand the Peraza Volpe piece of it. I don't understand the IKF piece of it. But I guess if they are trying to shore up other areas, and I guess left field is a big one of those, then shortstop, you may have to sort of stopgap it till Volpe finds himself in that position and is good, but and hopefully that'll come soon. However, whatever's
shortstop's a big
field,
piece. Yes.
Yes.
I agree with you. Shortstop it's I don't know, other than vital. There's no other word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's I mean, I could see Connor Falefa as kind of a utility piece. I mean, if he's going to fill in here, it would be nice if the Yankees actually had a shortstop playing at shortstop. I mean, it's been a while. Yeah. It's been Didi was the last actual shortstop that they had. Every day.
That's right.
Well, Trey Turner. God, I would have loved Trey Turner there.
Oh man, Philly's got a good one there, man. I'll tell you.
They sure did. They're
going back to the World Series. They're the favorites, man. I don't care what anybody said. They're the favorites.
Made a really good thing there.
Harper comes back from that thumb injury 100%. I mean, I think they also could use
Phillies, if they stay healthy next year, they definitely look like they're going to compete.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the NL East is going to be good. I mean, it is. And then you got the Marlins, but it's I feel bad for them, man. Poor Sandy Alcantara, man. He's just
he's out of there. As soon as they get enough players for him, he's gone.
Yeah,
I mean,
I assume so.
he could command a haul, but I mean, apparently Kim Ng said that they're not even entertaining offers. They're not.
No, that's what
looking
she
at,
said. Yeah, they're not.
so
He's the
I mean,
one.
whether
The one
yeah,
player they're absolutely not willing to move. That was what she said. So
poor guy.
So they're paying. They're paying.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just
They're paying right now.
build a team around him. Do
Yeah.
something. I
Yeah.
mean, it's another team crying poor, and it's that. I mean, it's bizarre to me. I mean, Pittsburgh, them. I mean, like they're not broke. I mean, come
I got
on,
a name
man.
for you. I just remembered a name for you guys. You guys remember the young kid for the Royals that came to town and beat the Yankees that one night? Pitched like he'd been playing for 20 years.
Pitcher?
do you remember his name?
Man, no.
I don't either. I remember there was a lot of hype. I honestly don't remember his name.
I remember the game. I think I listened to that game in the car, so I heard his name.
When I watched him pitch and he didn't even budge. He carved the Yankees up. I'm going to look at it right now.
Yeah. Let's see who this is.
I don't think they'll trade him. I think he's untouchable.
Probably by the Royals. Yeah, well, if they have him under control for another few years, why would they trade him now? But
I mean the Royals. They always,
going back to left field for the Yankees.
Yes,
I mean that's that's Aaron Hicks and Oswaldo Cabrera right now.
Yeah.
Is that who you want to be running with for your entire season? Not me.
Not particularly. No. I mean Cabrera. I mean, I think Cabrera could fill in nicely. I mean, I don't know if that's his strongest position, but I mean, I'd rather have him in there than Hicks. I mean, it's kind of
that's the
sort of two evils.
I think all these rumors we were hearing about the Yankees making some transcendent move that was going to be larger than just Rodon. I'm sure there was Hicks in the mix, potentially Donaldson in the mix. I don't know how easily they can offload those players. They still owe them several years worth of money, and it's going to cost them to offload those players.
Yeah, I mean Hicks, they can eat half a Hicks contract. It's what is he getting, $10 million a year, right?
Yeah.
So you eat that for a couple of years. I mean, I don't think that's too bad, but I mean he's dead weight. Josh Donaldson is he can play stellar defense, but what's he going to hit, 230? So I don't know.
He's got to hit 30 home runs for that, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
he's got to show some power. I mean, there's no way around it.
Well, and I what we saw last year, the number of strikeouts that was the big concern.
Mm-hmm.
He just can't. He can't recognize a fastball down the middle anymore.
You're right. Exactly.
And for a guy whose power came from hitting fastballs, right? From hitting mistake pitches and fastballs down the middle. If he can't recognize a fastball down the middle, he's screwed for the rest of his career.
Yeah, he just stands there watching it.
I think the biggest question is going to be for him. People are going to question his desire. I think that was a big. And a wise old man once said, when you don't have desire to go against desire, you're going to have a disaster.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a desire, and you're out there playing against guys who are just dying to beat you, especially the Yankees.
Yeah.
Never going to work.
Well,
and by the way, that kid's name is Brady Singer.
Brady Singer.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Stud.
I do remember that.
Stud. He's absolutely got it.
Stud. He was very clear.
Did that? As soon as I said it, you guys are like, yeah.
I knew it. I just couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't get it from here to here.
I
didn't actually see that game though. I listened on the radio, but it sounded like he was mowing them down.
It was impressive.
He was impressive.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to be a Royal, at least for now.
Unfortunately, he's one of those guys. You're like, I hope they didn't see what we saw.
Oh man, so let's talk bullpen. Actually, lost Britton, lost Chapman. Not like Chapman is a huge loss, but there's a couple pieces missing there. So I mean, any names that you've heard or seen on the radar or anything like that for the Yankees? I haven't really been paying too much attention to the bullpen names.
Well, they picked up one of the pitchers they had in AAA last year.
Oh, Canely, that's right.
Well, they got Canely. Right,
That's
they
right.
signed Canely. They did sign Canely, and they've picked up another one or two minor leaguers who could get promoted to the majors.
Interesting.
So, there's that possibility. I think Castro was gone too, right?
Yeah, he went to.
Right, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. I think where did he go to Arizona? I think.
I think, he was signed.
Yeah.
They
don't have any lefties in that pen, do they? Without Britton and Chapman.
Licky.
Not without Britton and Chapman.
Licky.
Yeah. Oh, they still have Licky. That's right.
Yeah. That's not great. There's one lefty on the whole staff.
It only matters because they play in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's just kind of odd. It just strikes me as a little odd.
And there's not going to be a shift anymore, so it hurts you more.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. That's, I'm curious to see how that plays out. See what that does for a guy like Rizzo. Just, see if maybe he, hits, say, about 260, 270 now. If, without the shifts, things are going to be dunking in. Very curious to see how that is handled. Anybody else you think might benefit from this shift?
Hicks. I'm being honest. If they really are going to start Hicks as an everyday player for left field, he's definitely, as a switch hitter, yes, he will definitely benefit from the shift going away.
Yeah, I can see that.
If he hits, but
that's the thing. You have to make contact for it to kind of be beneficial to you, So if he's just standing there whiffing like swinging a pool noodle, I don't know how that's going to help anybody. It's not going to help anybody.
No, but if he makes contact, the loss of the shift should
I agree.
Make it at least increase his average a bit.
I agree.
Wouldn't be nice to see a little more power from him as well, but I don't know how much we can hope for.
Do you guys remember how good the Yankees were with DJ LeMahieu at third last year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He's got to get healthy. I don't.
He's healthy, man. I'm telling you, they're a great.
Oh yeah, I've liked him since he was in Colorado, man. I've always been a fan of him.
Yeah,
like he's been at LSU, man. He was.
That's true.
Forever.
Yep, that is true.
He will make a difference on that team.
Yeah, I give the guy credit. He plays hurt. He tries to play through injuries.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of he's got an old school mentality. He's just kind of all business. He shows up. He's not he's not laughing. He's just like robotic doing his, just baseball. And I love those kinds of guys. He's just, hitting the ball all over the field, and he can play almost any position.
Right.
Dude's a stud when he's healthy. Guy can put the ball anywhere he wants when he makes contact. It's the Yankees could use another DJ LeMahieu.
Absolutely.
They could use a healthy DJ LeMahieu. The problem is
that's true.
Not getting any younger, so
no, that's true.
If he's healthy, he's not gonna. He may lose a step this year just on the basis of age. The hope is not, but
with that toe injury as well.
Yeah, that I don't know. Just waiting it out to see whether to do. I'm assuming they're not going to do surgery if they haven't moved on that yet. So
yeah, it's you'd think that they would just get it over with already. Unless they're just hoping that it heals on its own, or they're not very comfortable with the rehab process of that kind of surgery or something. There's got to be something.
Do the Ronnie Lott. Just cut it off.
Just cut it off. Cut it off in the locker room.
Yeah, man.
Well, yeah, no, you're right. DJ is 34.
Actually, this is a question for you. Because it seems that DJ is the one who does not want the surgery and is in favor of resting it in order to have it heal up. How much say does the player have?
Oh, he's got all of it.
Is that a fact?
I would say.
Even if he's under contract to a team and they want to, their doctors recommend XYZ surgery, the player.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know where that legally. I don't think anybody ever wants to let it go that far to get legal and to get personal, with a player and a team, especially a guy like LeMahieu, who's such a good player.
A good player and a good person, it seems. But
I think if you get a second opinion and the guy's like, yeah, you need surgery, man. No ifs, ands, or buts. I think then you're pretty much obligated to do it, which I think he would if he got a second opinion. I don't know of anybody that wouldn't do it after a second opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that from the time we found out what the injury actually was. The
Yeah.
word was he just did not want to have the surgery done.
Are
And
there tendons?
I don't know how the Yankees felt about that.
That's a great question. I mean,
Yeah.
Very good question, though. Man, it's good thing you weren't there asking questions, man. You'd be like, damn, man, you had to ask that question, didn't you?
No, I mean, seriously, let's say something happens to a pitcher's arm and they need Tommy John, right? By all sort of indications, they need Tommy John. Can they just say no?
They would never say
If
no
they're
to
under
Tommy John.
contract to a team.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
No pitcher would say no to Tommy John.
I assume not.
Because you couldn't throw the ball straight in front of you 5 feet. The ball would go everywhere. You have no control whatsoever. That's not something that'll heal without surgery.
Right.
It's incredible how far that surgery has come along too. How
Right?
how
Yeah.
successful it's been.
Yeah.
Like it's really, sure. Let's take the ligament out of a cadaver and pop it in your arm. There you go, good as new.
Yeah.
It's like it's unbelievable. And like speaking of Tommy John, did you see though? Apparently the Yankees were. I had seen earlier today that they were interested in Nate Eovaldi again, two-time Tommy John guy.
Well, apparently, allegedly, that's their backup plan to Rodon. They don't.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
like him. I like him.
After that second Tommy John surgery, dude throws smoke, man. I mean, he throws just gas.
He was terrific for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
He was. He pitched angry for the Red Sox.
Yes,
he
Like,
did.
pissed off when I was like, that's the guy you want to be, man. Like that's the dude. Like, dude, you're from the same damn hometown as Nolan Ryan. You get out there and pitch mad.
Maybe rubbed off on him a little bit.
Damn right, man.
Oh man. Well, let's see here. I was hoping that we would have something to talk about with Rodon, but I mean, we really didn't. But kind of wanted to give it a couple days. But I mean, hopefully, we'll get some news here in the future. Anything else?
I mean, the Yankees have been awfully quiet, considering that.
Yeah,
At the last minute, this whole sort of a triangle occurred with the Mets and the Giants and Correa, and there was all that noise about that late yesterday evening, and there's been no noise around the Yankees at all.
Oh man, you know who I could see sneaking in there and getting him?
Who's that?
Team I could see that sneaking in at the last second and getting Rodon. Seattle.
Oof.
Boy. Wow.
How deep would that rotation? That would be
ridiculous. That would be ridiculous.
That would be,
They just heard me too. They just heard me, so sorry guys.
Yeah, don't put that out there, man.
Yeah, right.
Keep that under the tree.
Oof, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that kind of happened with Castillo, right? So.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. Absolutely. Yep. They're quietly putting together a solid team.
They
really, really solid.
For a long run.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it's he doesn't. Dipoto has no problem making trades. So I
was going to say, I mean, with Dipoto and at the helm, there's always going to be movement.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I want to ask you guys something. What do you guys think about the length of that Correa contract?
I think it's too long.
It's long.
Personally. I mean, 13 years seems excessive to me. I mean, unless they did it to stretch it out a little so they could pay him less annually.
I think that was probably part of it, but also, and Wayne, you and I had a quick exchange about this on Twitter.
Yeah.
You are people talk about front loading contracts where you pay most of it up front and then you sort of off at the end. I'm not sure exactly how the average annual value on the Correa contract is set up to work, but forget about front loading the money. What they're doing, my opinion is they're front loading what they expect from him, production wise. So if they can get 7 years of good production out of him, and then for 6 years at the end, Wayne, as you suggested, he becomes a DH.
I could see that.
Hey, not a bad 13 years.
Yeah,
he's not getting paid what Judge is getting paid in terms of average annual value. So if you can get some solid production out of him for 13 years, and it's not all at shortstop. I mean, I think he has a bit of an injury history, though, doesn't he?
A little bit, yeah.
A little, yeah. I mean, I think he played about 100 games last year.
130 some.
130.
Oh, really?
So that's not terrible, but
No, that's not.
if he
these days,
basically,
that's not too bad.
if he can stay on the field for what they're paying him, and they get 7 years of good production out of him at shortstop, and then they have to move him to first base or make him DH or part-time player or something, I can see it.
Yeah.
I just thought he'd have more power. I thought he would always have more power than he has.
I mean, it's going to be interesting out there. It's a big park. So, I mean, it's
big
a lot
guy.
bigger than, yeah.
He can cover
true.
that. He's a big enough guy to hit the line, but he just doesn't. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, if he goes gap to gap in that park, I mean, that's not
right.
It's not a bad deal. 13 years again, it's a long term, but again, like you guys just said, I mean, it's if he gets 7 good years at shortstop, then if he loses a step, maybe you move him to a corner position or, like you said, DH. So I mean, it's hope he likes seafood in San Francisco because he's going to be there for a while.
And if things implode, I think what they do is they trade him and eat some of the contract.
Yeah,
I mean, if it all goes to hell, yeah.
I mean, that's what always happens, right? Is that if things implode,
you
trade the player, eat part of the contract. It's what the Twins managed to avoid doing with Donaldson.
Yeah,
the Yankees, if they did manage to move him, would get stuck with now.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, I think we're going to. I don't know. Well, we'll definitely find out. But I mean, I am curious. Well, wait a minute. What's going to happen to Brandon Crawford?
It's a question of which position. Who's going to play what.
Yeah,
it's kind of it's one of those first things. If the Mets had traded for Correa, he would have had to play third.
I think you might see that. You might see Correa.
That'd be a hell of a left side of the infield.
Correa, he would have had to play third.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, I mean, if you have Crawford and him, at short and third, that's a good left side of the infield right there.
Nothing gets through.
Hoovers, absolutely, the both of them. So, well, let's go around, see if you guys have a final thought on the free agency frenzy, and we'll go from there. It's about that half-hour mark, so let's start with Deb. What's your final thought on this free agent palooza?
I mean, I think what we've been seeing over the past 3-4 years, I guess it is teams are taking longer and longer to sign free agents. So and this pattern has sort of established itself since about, 2019-ish. The big names get signed up front pretty quickly for the most part. And then there's this real lull, and everybody who's left as a free agent gets signed at the very last minute before spring training or during spring training. So I don't know how much excitement we're going to see over the next month or two. It just hasn't followed the old pattern over the past few years of constant hot stove up until spring training.
Yeah.
It's more the sort of hot stove again just before spring training and actually during spring training. So I don't, it's hard to predict what's going to happen over the next month or month and a half even with the remaining free agents who are on the market. It's also not a huge free agent year. Last year was a much bigger free agent year.
Oh, yeah.
This year, a lot of the big names are already off the board, and now it's sort of the second tier free agents that still remain. And quite frankly, I don't think teams have to rush to sign the second tier. They'll still be around.
Well, no, I absolutely agree with that. I think you'll probably see the lull until after the holidays are over, and then and then we'll see like kind of that second wave of guys signing, and maybe some smaller trades going back and forth. Teams filling holes.
Teams filling holes. I mean, the Brewers did their big 3-team trade this week.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That was a big one.
Yeah. That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one.
I'm sorry?
That was a good one. That trade.
Yeah.
And that's I actually just heard about that today. So that's that's good for all teams involved. It's going to be an interesting little dynamic with Travis d'Arnaud and Sean Murphy because you have 2 starting catchers, but that's not a bad 1-2 punch. That's a good problem to have.
No, that's a good problem to have. Absolutely.
So that should be interesting. Wayne, final thought on the Palooza.
Yeah. Well, I think the Yankees signed the guy they were supposed to. But I'm still waiting for them to make a splash.
Yeah.
I don't think Judge was making a splash. I think that was the right thing to do. So my fingers are crossed. I'd love to see either one and or the other, Rodon coming to New York or Dansby Swanson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I mean, I don't know if they're going to go after a shortstop, though. I mean, if they've been waiting all this time for Volpe to get ready, and
it's got to be Peraza. It's got to be if they don't sign a shortstop, it's got to be Peraza.
I think he's more major league ready. I would assume.
Yeah, yeah, and
he's shown that he is.
He and Glaber, they seem to have a little synergy over there, up the middle.
Yeah.
That's hey, whatever perks up Glaber is fine by me. You know, I mean,
yeah, that dude needs a cup of coffee.
Exactly. I mean, if you get, you know, I mean, he can have my tea. But you know, if he's, you know, he really needs. That's seriously, he needs kind of like that kick in the ass. It seems like because he goes through those periods, you know, of the season where it's just kind of listless.
Like he's
you know,
bored,
and
right?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, he needs somebody to, you know, on his heels a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
But in any case, hopefully next time we have some more free agent news to discuss, and you know we'll have there's
some hot trades.
Yeah, some hot trades, some Hall of Fame ballots that we could talk about, and all that. Yeah, I was hoping Frank was going to come on for that one because he was all lathered up.
That would have been nice. Yeah,
he was all lathered up about that one. So we'll keep that one in our back pocket for next time.
Oh yeah.
I want to say thank you, Deb. Thank you, Wayne. We are the High Yanxiety crew, and we will see you next time, whenever that may be.
Later.
Broadcast. I don't know if it ended.
You don't know if it ended?